So I sold a graphics card in an auction. It was a GTX 580. It was about £150 I sold it for, and I sent it with tracking, and the guy received it and he says that it was broken. So he opened a case and eBay told him to return it, which he did, except he sent it and he put an address on there with someone who was living in his city. He didn't put my address on there, and he uploaded the tracking to eBay, and they had a look at it and said, well, it's arrived at its destination, therefore I must have it, and they refunded him. But obviously, he sent it to some guy in his city. I'm assuming it's a friend of his or something, and they refunded him. And of course, I disputed this, and I could even prove to eBay that he didn't send it to my address, because if we look on the tracking, it says the postcode and the house number where it had been sent, and it just didn't match my address. But of course, eBay had none of it, because they always favour the buyer, and they don't look at things on a case-to-case basis. They just see tracking, refund. So what happened to my PayPal is that, well, first of all, I have two PayPal accounts. I have one personal one which I use for buying, and then I have one that I use for selling, which is where I receive the money for payments when someone buys something. And this is all okay. This is allowed in their terms of service. But basically, what happened was I had about 200 and something pounds in my personal account, and the money which I received for the graphics card from the guy who bought it in my seller account, I withdrew this to my bank account, about £100 of it, so I had something like 50 left in my account. And so when PayPal refunded him, my account went into a negative of about £100. So they were telling me to pay my fees, and eBay were telling me to pay the negative amount, but obviously I wasn't going to pay it because I'd just been scammed. And because eBay always favours the buyer, there was very little resistance for scammers to do this kind of thing, because eBay's the way eBay operates just totally allows for it. Because when a case occurs like this, they don't look at things on a case-to-case basis. They only see, have you got it, have you returned it, refund. And what they did was subsequently permanently suspend my eBay account for not paying the fee, which was about £100, which I could have paid if he hadn't been refunded. And also what happened was my PayPal was permanently suspended. Not only my seller account, but my personal account as well, with over £200 in it. And basically what they said was they're going to hold the money for 180 days, and then after that time I'm going to be able to refund it. But it's been 180 days already. This was about 6 months ago when this happened, and I contacted them and they refused to allow me to withdraw the money that's in my account. So I will be pursuing this in a court shortly, just so I can get the money back that was in my account, the money which PayPal are holding on to and refuse to let me withdraw it. So you can see here that I've been receiving a lot of emails from Iqor Collections telling me that I have to pay my eBay fees, or they'll get a collections agency involved. And you can see here this has been going on for several months, and in the last 2 or 3 months I've been getting calls from Iqor. They're DCA, and they've kind of been harassing me on the phone and calling me 3 or 4 times a day, as you can see there, and also they've been sending me letters saying that things like I have 72 hours to pay or I'll be pursued in court, and also they've added £30 onto my so-called debt. So instead of demanding £100 like eBay did, they're now asking for 130. So I'm going to tell you what to do if you ever have this problem. First of all, if Iqor phones you, never give any of your personal details out on the phone, and it is my advice that you don't talk to them at all. That you just request that they only contact you via letter about the subject. That's the first thing to do. And one thing to remember is that Iqor is a DCA, and they have no authority over you whatsoever in pursuing you in a court. So basically what they do is they just they make threats to you in the hope that you're going to pay them this extra money that they charge, and may harass you on the phone. And just remember this: if you're being harassed over the phone, remember to record every and all calls that you get from them, because whereas they don't have authority over you in a court, you absolutely have authority over them to pursue them in court if they're harassing you or calling you at antisocial hours. So do not accept any harassment from them if they try. And if you intend on paying your eBay fee, which I don't, then it is paramount that you deal with eBay directly. So you never pay Iqor. If you intend on paying them, then what you do is you go directly to the eBay website and pay them, and then notify Iqor by letter that you're only dealing with eBay directly. And finally, what you should do is request that they provide evidence by letter of your debt, and this usually gets them off your back. But you just have to remember that it's really nothing to worry about, because I've been doing some research and it turns out that I can't find even one single court case that eBay and Iqor have made for getting money from their users, because they just don't have any spine. They kind of make demands, but they have no authority whatsoever to take the money from you. And if you're receiving letters, what I recommend you do is reply to the letter, and you can kind of use this as a template. This is courtesy of Mr. Half Hidden. It basically says, as eBay are now in default on my Consumer Credit Act request, Subject Access Request has also breached S10 Data Protection Act request, which I consider this to be in serious dispute.